Hi, and welcome to the final video in my series of videos to help you do better and understand the simulation that we're playing for our strategic management class. So in our strategic management class, if you remember, we have our last round is due January 25th, which is today, as I'm recording this. And I should update this announcement here. So what we're doing is we have round 6 is due tonight, the 25th, and what you're trying to do is get 15 points that this game is worth, and we've completed 5 rounds so far. We're working the last round and trying to get over 2,500 points to get the full score of this game. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to send out this reminder email to everybody. Okay, and I'll switch over to, I wanted to talk about this little graphic here. So when we're playing the simulation, how does the simulation tie into strategy? Okay, well, strategy, this is a capstone course for the MBA program. And what we're trying to do is tie together accounting, finance, marketing, management, operations together in a way that helps you understand how a company works all together. So in this simulation, you should have a vision for your company. And even the first page asks for a mission statement, which is similar to a vision of what you're trying to do with your company. You're asked to develop a strategy for sales, for redesigning your vehicles, for your sales forecast. You look to set up a marketing plan, advertising dollars, marketing mix. You have to think about your business, the growth of your business, the growth of sales, the growth of your profits. Think about your cash position, your finances of the company, your operations of the company, the plan of how you're going to achieve your goals that you're setting. And the research you're going to put into research development to put in your company, all is part of an overall strategy to be a high-performing company. So if we look at let's look at the performance of the industry charts of our industry here, and we see that you started out, all these companies were around 40 million in total net profits, and as the market grew double digits, so did most companies' profits. And at the end, we have Boomin Autos with $217 million of profits, growing from all the way from 42 million in 5 years to 217 million. We have Bon Voyage Autos with 202 million. Those are the two companies breaking the $200 million in profits. We have other companies like Your Dream Car coming close, Frontero Motors coming close, Kazoom, JK Autos, Fast Cars Team, Specific Motors, all doing very well in their total net profits. And that's what investors want to see, and that's what investors are paying to buy your company for, is that growth in net profits, the maximizing your shareholders' wealth, and that's what your strategic plans are supposed to be pointing towards. If we look at points per team, points are not evenly won every round. So some rounds are building rounds, some rounds are success rounds. This is how I describe points to most people. The first round is easy to earn points because you're replacing an inept failure management team, and you're coming in round 1 able to quickly make some course corrections and put the company on track, and you earn a lot of points from the poor showing of the old management. Then year 2, you have to now beat your competition and improve on your year-over-year specifics. Sort of like you got to be average in year 1 and trying to get an A average in year 2. And as you move forward, the competition gets stiffer. People understand the simulation. You're competing against your more studious and successful competitors, as well as trying to compete against your previous performance. And it gets tougher and tougher to make those points. But on average, it seems like the last 3 rounds, teams are averaging about 400 points or more. Okay. And that's good, because we're trying to get to that 2,500 points. If we look at stock price per team, Yeah, the top teams in stock price are also the top teams in net profits that we just mentioned before. So these top teams, when they produce growing sales, and growing sales are important, but it's the growth in net profits are the most important as far as stock price per team. And sales per team, certainly you want to take advantage of all your sales opportunities, and we have a number of teams here, and these are some similar teams to the teams that had the top profit. So having great sales and earning high profit margins from the sales is the way to do very well in this company. So we have a number of teams here. This is really the top pack here. So starting at LJ Cars to MCA Cars, moving on to, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Cardar, Bon Voyage Auto, Bloomin' Auto, Riviani, not sure if I'm pronouncing it, JK Autos, Specific Motors. These are the cars at the top. This is the top third of the class of the highest sales. That means you're doing well at marketing, forecasting, and building attractive cars. You could be top in sales, but if your cars aren't generating profits, you're not going to be top in points. So that's, getting good sales is only half the equation. Earning points out of those sales is the other half. And we had a couple of teams here that stalled. Maybe they missed a round, but they're able to rebound quickly once they're able to reconfigure their sales dynamics. Earnings per share, this is what really investors are looking for, because this is the the net profits displayed per share. So Frontero Motors and Bloomin' Auto are the top two companies in earnings per share, with Bloomin' really making a big improvement here from year over year, and that's fantastic. And in third, we have Bon Voyage Auto, and we have a nice showing by JK Autos here, and sort of a tie between Specific Motors and a Blue Team. So these are the top 6 companies in earnings per share, and that's what really pushes your stock price up. Now, the companies in this third tier here got to step it up, got to move up those earnings per share, and buying back stock helps to increase earnings per share, and increasing net profits helps to increase earnings per share. Okay, let's switch over to the leaderboard and we look at the gross margins. So we have the top company at 66% gross profit margins, and then steadily declining. Now, all companies should be above this 40% because you started year one at 40%. So if you need to make hopefully 2 to 5% increases in your net profit margins every round to get up. Hopefully, I've seen companies in the 80 percentile by the end of the simulation. Any companies that are at 41 or less aren't improving their net profit margins since round one, and the investors don't like that, and they'll punish your stock price, and your points will be less than they should be. So you really have to move up this gross profit margin. I mention that every video. In stock price, we have a range between 134 for the top stock price to 34 at the bottom. So what makes it a $100 difference? All the decisions along the way about increasing your revenues, increasing your profits, investing in your company, lowering costs, increasing sales price to increase profits, increasing forecasts properly, maintaining your demand, all those decisions to run a company. Okay, and let's move down to total points. So we have 2 teams already earned the 25, well, this team is pretty much almost there, but these 2 teams have already locked in those 15 points. We have plenty of teams here that have a score of 2,000 or above, which means they'd have to get somewhere between 500 or less points to lock in the 2,500 points. So they're very close. The 6th round will be very important for them to lock in those 15 points. And certainly the 7 teams here below the 2,000 points, you're still are able to turn it around, make a significant amount of points, and have a very decent showing. Maybe you don't earn the full 15 points, but you can start to earn 14, 13, 12, 10 points, something, majority of the points for the project. So don't give up in this last round, very important. Now your operating profit margins, these should be closer, these should be above 30% or higher going into the last round. And one way you do this is, make sure that you don't overspend in advertising and that you have your forecasting on selling as many cars as you can in the last round to help pay for these advertising costs, because that's the biggest contributor for the reduction of operating profit margins is what you spend on advertising. And of course, earnings per share, buying back stock and increasing net profit margins will help that earnings per share. Return on assets. You bought a lot of assets. Let's hope the last round you're going to start really generating a lot of additional profits from those assets. You'll be able to push up these return on assets. And of course, you want to increase those net profit margins as much as possible, and your revenues per share. Okay, and then your total asset turnover is looking at generating revenues from your assets. So you want to run your factories at full capacity. You don't want to have any idle factories. You don't want to buy factories you don't need, and you want to really get a good return from the assets you already purchased. Okay, so that's sort of my 10-minute video wrapping up how the industry has performed for these 5 rounds, and I wish you the best of luck on the last and 6th round. I'm not going to be producing a video showing you what to do for the 6th round like I've done for round 1 through 5. I think by now you know what to do, and you really want to finish out strong and get the full points for this assignment. And don't forget, you also have to finish up the rest of your work for the class, because this is really the end of the class. And it's been a really fast and wonderful winter semester, and I really appreciate all the work everybody's put into this class, and I wish you the best of luck. Take care.